Have you ever wished or thought you could change your personality? Have you ever admired someone charismatic and wanted to be just like them? Well, the author of Personality Isn't Permanent, Benjamin Hardy, believes it is highly possible with the right approach. He shows the drawbacks of viewing personality as fixed and teaches you how to alter to become whomever you desire. In this video, we will cover Hardy's ideas in 5 parts. Part 1. Clearing up misconceptions. About Personality clarifies common misconceptions people have about personality and explains what the science actually says, that you can change your personality. Part 2. Personality change starts with deciding who you want to become, discusses Hardy's core strategy for personality change, choosing an optimal self to become, and setting a single primary goal to help you achieve this self. Part 3. Take action toward your primary goal. Explores how changing your behavior and lifestyle can help you accomplish your primary goal and become your optimal self. Part 4. Change your narratives to serve. Your primary goal discusses how the narratives you tell yourself about who you are dictate what you're capable of, and how to change unhealthy narratives that get in your way. Part 5. There is no endpoint talks about the lifelong process of changing your personality and how you can avoid the pitfall of complacency. And if you haven't watched my previous video about the power of introverts versus extroverts, please check it in the description. I believe it's a good video to supplement this one. So, let's get started. Part 1. Clearing up misconceptions about personality. Hardy claims that most people view their personality, their abilities, preferences, and temperaments as innate and unchangeable. The popularity of personality tests like the Enneagram and Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, which classify people, illustrates this. Hardy says these assessments are popular because they help people define themselves. What are the widely held misconceptions about personality? According to Hardy, the idea that personality is a fixed trait stems from a number of false beliefs about how personality functions. His concepts have been condensed into 2 major fallacies. The first misconception is that people think the past determines their personality. They fall victim to the end of history illusion, which holds that although everything that has happened to them thus far has molded who they are now, future occurrences won't have as much of an impact on who they are now. They therefore think that the past still has the last say about who they are now. Someone who has historically battled with social confidence, for example, might believe that their lack of confidence is innate. The second misconception is that people think that who they are right now is their true, authentic self, that their skills, tastes, and temperaments define them. Hardy says, people who think their current self is their true self frequently think they shouldn't change any of their traits and should leave their personality as is, since society teaches that being authentic is good. So, the idea of a fixed personality limits what you can achieve. Hardy claims that these misconceptions, that you're stuck in your history, and that the way you are now is who you are, promote a self-limiting belief. Change is impossible. Thus, you severely limit your life. You stick to familiar employment, relationships, and activities. You lose out on harder but more rewarding things because you think anything uncomfortable or difficult to you must not be for you. In practice, this means accepting a lower job because the one you want is too difficult, or quitting a new activity because it wasn't fun. Is personality change possible? Hardy asserts that personality traits can be altered throughout life, as evidenced by several research. He believes your past shapes your personality, but not completely. In reality, life shapes your personality. Your culture, ambitions, surroundings, career, habits, and social roles shape your personality. You modify your personality as you change your life, the decisions, habits, and people and places you surround yourself with. This is great because you can change anything you want about yourself. You're not limited by your personality. We'll go over how to modify your personality in the remaining sections of this video by first figuring out who your ideal self is and what measures you need to take to get there. Next, we'll talk about how to alter your behavior to assist you in achieving this objective and investigate the powerful impact of altering your negative self-narratives. Part 2. Personality change. Starts with deciding who you want to become. Hardy argues that you may alter your personality by altering the way you live, since your thoughts and deeds make up a major part of who you are. As we've spoken about, the majority of individuals build their lives to fit their constraints and preserve their current personalities. However, by acting and thinking in the same ways, they continue to live lives that reinforce their current personalities. Rather, you should see your ideal self and organize your life around it, acting and thinking in ways that will make you more like them. You will eventually become the person you want to be and lead the life you desire. Hardy points out that making life changes solely because you have an improved future in mind is not likely to have the same level of success. He contends that in addition, you'll require a precise structure to direct your ideas, and if you wish to significantly alter yourself, you must take action. So, how do you choose a single primary goal? Trying to change your personality based on a vague image of a better future will make it harder. A clear direction will help you decide what to modify and how. Hardy recommends focusing on one goal. One of the benefits is that it is easier to focus on. Hardy says that having one objective simplifies the pursuit of your ideal self, since you can weigh all your life actions against whether they support or impede your goal. Second benefit is that progress on one primary goal leads to progress on other goals. Hardy further claims that focusing on one goal doesn't preclude development on others. He argues your development and confidence in one area will affect others. Making progress on your core goal creates momentum, making it easier and more enjoyable to tackle challenging tasks. You will also set and achieve many secondary goals while pursuing your main goal. For example, when striving to climb the corporate ladder, you set a secondary goal of getting in shape to give you more energy to work hard and get promoted. Going to the gym will assist you. Reach your promotion goal, making you want to improve. You'll find it easier to stick to a gym routine. There are two important considerations when choosing a primary goal. Consideration number 1. Choose a primary goal that requires you to become your optimal self. Your main goal should be to transform your personality, according to Hardy. A goal you can achieve without being your best self will help you grow, but a goal you can't achieve without becoming your best self will cause the transformation you seek. Imagine becoming a nicer, more balanced, and loving listener. Becoming a therapist is one way to become this person. Being a good therapist requires these traits. Thus, you must become them to succeed. Consideration number 2. Commit to completing your goal at any cost. Hardy advises establishing a core objective and committing to achieving it, not merely trying. He believes that anyone can achieve their goals if they work hard enough. He says, if you're determined to accomplish all it takes, no obstacle is too huge. If you merely attempt, you admit you'll quit if it gets hard. However, committing to the goal means you won't fail and will do whatever it takes. Hardy claims this is the only way to succeed. Part 3. Take action toward your primary goal. After determining your ideal personality and a desire to achieve it, start working toward your main goal. This requires aligning your actions and decisions with your purpose and overcoming your self-limiting beliefs. To achieve your main goal, Hardy advises organizing your daily life and life decisions around it. As mentioned previously, most individuals follow their inclinations. Do what feels good and don't change. Focusing on who you want to be rather than who you are breaks this loop and motivates you to change. Living for your main objective requires intentionality, not rashness. Instead of performing things that feel easy in the time but don't help you achieve your objective, prioritize tasks that are challenging but rewarding in the long run. On a smaller scale, this means picking actions that support your main purpose. Instead of stimulating and draining yourself, you may choose leisure activities that refuel you and keep you going. This means focusing your life on your main goal. You could take a job that challenges you, yet helps you learn skills to achieve your objective. So you picked a goal. Now what are the strategies for making goal-oriented decisions? Hardy gives several ways to improve decision-making and time management. This includes 5 strategies. 1. Go to bed and wake up earlier. According to Hardy, waking up early gives you more time to achieve your goals. Making progress in the morning will motivate you throughout the day since it builds momentum. On the other hand, going to bed early reduces evening free time. This will force you to spend your downtime on more relaxing activities like family rather than mindless TV. 2. Surround yourself with reminders of your goals. Hardy also recommends keeping little, frequent reminders of your ideal future in your environment to stay motivated. This boosts motivation and self-control. It helps you stick to your new lifestyle and avoid relapsing into harmful behaviors. A book on your bedside could be a reminder. 3. Limit access to temptations and distractions. The more accessible temptations are, the easier it is to give in to them. Thus, Hardy suggests making temptations harder to find to help you resist them. Keeping unhealthy food out makes it difficult to give in to temptation. It would take a trip to the store. Limit temptation, reminders to reduce thought and indulgence. Turning off social media notifications can help you use your time more thoughtfully by reducing the temptation to scroll mindlessly. 4. Journal intentionally to change how you think. Write about your goals and ideal future periodically to stay in touch with them, according to Hardy. It can help you assimilate information and modify your life and self-image while reminding you of your responsibilities. Setting aside time to write and think differently than usual helps you practice new methods of thinking. You can learn to think like your future self by journaling as them, and journaling about your appreciation can boost your overall gratitude. 5. Use pressure strategically. Pressure to achieve goals motivates and makes you more adaptable and innovative in overcoming hurdles, according to Hardy. By deliberately applying pressure, you can achieve goals that would otherwise take longer or never happen. Setting tight deadlines, such telling your boss you'll finish an essential project by a tough deadline, can increase stress. Putting oneself under financial restraints, such having a buddy hold on to a significant quantity of money until you reach a goal, is another option. Part 4. Change your narratives to serve your primary goal. Now that you know how to build your life around your main objective, you'll focus on changing your thoughts that block it and being your best self. Narratives, or stories, you tell yourself about yourself and your experiences can lead to problematic beliefs that your personality is fixed or determined by your past. Your self-talk can help or hamper your aim. Many believe they observe the world objectively. However, Hardy denies this. Stories you tell yourself about your memories and daily perceptions make them more than merely observations. Your explanation for a key event and its implications for you and the world is conscious or unconscious. If you had a vehicle accident while texting, you would focus on the objective facts and construct yourself a tale about what happened and what it implies. In this case, you may say you got into the accident because you were texting, that you have a bad habit of distracted driving, and that you're reckless. There are things that may make it hard for you to change your personality. Unhealthy narratives limit what you can achieve. Personal narratives impact how you see and feel about yourself. Sometimes you tell yourself bad life stories that make you seem incapable of overcoming an experience. This lowers your confidence, which hinders your ambitions in 2 ways. First, people typically tell themselves they are powerless victims who can do nothing about a situation. This seems like overreacting to daily difficulties. Sleeping through your alarm and thinking you'll be late for work and have a horrible day is an example. Someone who grew up with an absent parent may tell themselves that their troubles are the parent's fault and that they can't change them. Second, people also often see an event as proof that their limitations are fundamental to them and unchangeable. For instance, someone who tries speaking up in a social setting and gets spoken over might interpret this as proof that they simply aren't capable of being assertive. Hardy says trauma-related narratives are the most restrictive. Most individuals associate trauma with PTSD-causing disasters. Any unpleasant occurrence that leaves you with anxiety, guilt, and ill self-image is trauma, according to Hardy. This means everyone has trauma. So how does trauma work? Hardy says that when an experience is terrifying or emotionally distressing, a person may unintentionally form a harmful story about it. If you asked someone out as a kid and they laughed at you, you could think you're a bad dater. The traumatic narrative warns you to avoid similar experiences to avoid future anguish. After an emotionally difficult encounter, you may avoid similar activities that could cause you grief if you develop poor self-image. Continuing from the last example, if you think you're unattractive to date, you're less likely to express romantic interest and risk rejection. Negative narratives and beliefs assist you escape short-term discomfort, but make you feel incompetent and embarrassed. traumas, or incidents, you still have unhealthy narratives about make you feel stuck in your past and unable to change. Unresolved trauma might also prevent you from achieving your main aim, says Hardy. If you want to be a CEO but have a traumatic past that makes you doubt your leadership skills, you may shun leadership roles. Negative self-image from unresolved trauma lowers self-esteem and confidence, which are needed to feel empowered and inspired to achieve your goal. Finally, you need to heal yourself by changing unhealthy narratives. Hardy thinks you may adjust your unhealthy narratives to achieve your main goal and be your best self. Rewrite your narratives to support your future objective and empower you. Hardy suggests 4 ways to improve your general unhealthy narratives. Identify with your future self, focus on the positives, explore more context, and share your experience to heal traumatic narratives. 1. Identify with your future self. Think of yourself as the person who will overcome your current constraints, not as the one who has them. Instead of thinking of yourself as someone who's never been confident, think of yourself as someone who will be soon. By focusing on your future self rather than your current constraints, you see them as transient and feel empowered to overcome them. Thus, you believe you can change and are more hopeful and motivated. 2. Focus on the positives. After an unfortunate occurrence, it's tempting to tell yourself you're a powerless victim. However, Hardy claims that no occurrence is good or terrible. They all have pros and cons. Accepting circumstances is easier when you focus on the positive. This keeps you motivated and empowered to keep working toward your objective when things usually demotivate you. Reminding yourself of the advantages helps you see the negatives as less important and feel less victimized. Thus, a terrible event can be overcome without losing momentum or optimism. If your automobile breaks down, you may persuade yourself that it would spoil your day and prevent you from reaching your goal. Tell yourself a happier story. You may tell yourself that breaking down in a handy place means you may still have a wonderful day and finish work. A negative circumstance can be turned positive as well as made the best of. Creative problem solving can turn difficulties into opportunities. Find the chances the impediment offers and seize them. You may want to get fitter. Biking to work is ideal if your car breaks down. 3. Consider more of the context. Hardy says that problematic narratives typically develop from perceiving only the aspects of an incident that promote a negative self-image. Change your narratives and overcome self-doubt by evaluating details that don't feed your unhealthy myths. Imagine being turned down on a date. It's easy to blame your unattractiveness for rejection, yet there are many more reasons. Maybe the individual who rejected you was having a bad day and would love to see you later. Even if they weren't interested in you, others might be. 4. Heal trauma by sharing it. Hardy says trauma is harder to cure than general harmful narratives, but all the approaches apply. Trauma narratives are more deeply ingrained in your emotions and thoughts than other problematic narratives. Therefore, rebuilding them involves more than just thinking differently. Sharing and processing distressing memories with a trusted, sympathetic person helps you heal. When you process trauma with a safe person, you gain clarity and fresh perspectives. After learning how to improve your life, remember that there is no endpoint. Hardy says the aim of working on your main goal isn't to reach an ideal future where you can relax and enjoy perpetual happiness after doing enough effort. Actually, this is impossible. Life never ends. You must keep evolving. Enjoy your hard work, but don't expect permanent satisfaction. Psychological well-being comes from growing, not just the results. Stalling or regressing occurs after a while without growth. You should grow throughout life. After achieving your goals, including your main one, set new ones and work toward them. Hardy believes this is the key to happiness. There you go, folks, and thank you if you have made it this far to the video. Remember to like and comment down below. See you until next time.